Hey y'all, Ryan Weitzel, FLC Energy. We're on site in Ocean Pines today, and we're installing a sump pump and draining it to the outside the right way. Outside, let's start with the outlet. So we have a 4-inch ADS flexible piping underneath the ground that comes to this pop-up drain. When we're doing these, we lay plastic on one side, we cut the top layer of grass and then set it off to the side, and then we put all the dirt over on that plastic as well. That way when we backfill, we can put the dirt back in, keeps everything nice and clean, and then we can lay the grass right back on top. And I mean, we just cut this line in not 2 hours ago, and you can barely tell that it's there. Maybe not that big of a deal in the pines where a lot of moss is on the ground, but in yards you can really tell a difference. Now we're in the crawl space. So we've got our 20 amp outlet. We've got a Westinghouse 1/2 horsepower sump pump. And then we always take these to the outside with 1.5 inch PVC. Everything's always glued, and usually these are running up against the joist, but in this case we just need it in the corner, so it's going straight to the outside. We're not done yet, but this is a sealed sump pump basin as well, so it'll be all fastened in, and basically no moisture is going to be able to come through this lid and getting to the crawl space, and need to be dehumidified because it's conditioned. So this sump pump is rated for 3,900 gallons per hour. But in order to do that, it's got to be drained the right way. Big contributors, the diameter of the pipe and the distance that it needs to pump out. So not only the horizontal distance, but the vertical lift as well. Also, if they're located on a perimeter, they're usually tied into a French drain system. Now, we don't have that here in this house. We're just doing a sump pump basin. But a French drain would collect water around the perimeter and then dump it to this sump pump basin and sump pump in usually the corner of a house. We just have really bad drainage around this house in this back corner, and so a spot sump pump is what we're doing in this case. But we do a lot of replacement systems for sump pumps like this too, because a lot of times this will be just a sump pump with like a plastic float and a flex line for the outlet. And the sump pump is just always running up against a pressure issue where it can't move enough water through the outlet to properly drain the crawl space when it's operational. So that causes them to run a lot. It also causes the systems to usually die prematurely, but you can kind of hear them going on, off as well. You also want a system with a rigid float right there, something that lifts straight up. A lot of cheaper sump pumps will have a little float that hangs off to the side, and once the water raises, it'll kind of bring it up. But a lot of times, after a while, they get bent, they get stuck. And sometimes they just don't go off when they're supposed to. Then you end up with a flooded crawl space.